In a quiet neighborhood, Lisa found herself in a situation that would leave anyone dumbfounded. A lion, majestic and out of place, had wandered into her apartment. Panic set in as she grappled with the surreal reality of sharing her living room with the king of the jungle. However, as the initial astonishment subsided, Lisa suddenly realized the true reason behind the lion's unexpected visit. Lisa had first thought that her house was being burgled when she heard some commotion and movement downstairs. It would not have been the first time that somebody had tried to break in, and she was actually sort of prepared for this. She had a very real-looking fake shotgun under her bed, and with that in hand, she slowly made her way to the stairs. But when she looked down the stairs, Lisa quickly realized that she was not dealing with a burglar at all. Something had gotten into her house, but it was anything but human. When she looked down the stairs, she suddenly met eyes with a giant female lion that was slowly making her way up the stairs, leaving Lisa frozen in shock for a good few seconds. From that moment, instincts took over as Lisa dropped the fake shotgun and ran to the bedroom, the only door on this floor that actually had a lock on it. The lion quickly started to chase after Lisa, but luckily she made it to the door in time. She heard the paws of the lion bounce on the door a couple of times, and she could only hope that the wood would hold. After a couple of harrowing minutes, finally, the pouncing subsided and some quiet returned to the house. Lisa could still hear the lion moving around in the house, but at least it did not seem interested in trying to hunt her down anymore. Now Lisa had some time to think about what the hell was actually going on here. What was a lion doing in her home? This was America, not Africa. There should not just be a lion wandering around anywhere here. She knew that she was living in a bad neighborhood, but she had no idea that it was this bad. Lisa had no doubt about what she was supposed to do next, and she called 911 for help. But the reaction that she ended up getting was anything but satisfying. Lisa's hands shook as she dialed 911, her breath short and ragged. "There's a lion in my house," she stammered into the phone, her voice barely above a whisper. Fear gripped her as she waited for the operator's response, her eyes darting to the shadow of the lion still lurking in her living room. She never imagined dialing these numbers for such an absurd yet terrifying reason. The operator's voice crackled through the line, thick with skepticism. "A lion, you said? Are you sure it's not just a large dog?" he asked. Lisa's frustration mounted as she tried to convince him of the danger. "No, it's a lion. A real huge lion," she exclaimed, but her plea seemed to fall on deaf ears. The disbelief in the operator's tone was disheartening. "Please, you have to believe me. It's in my house," Lisa pleaded, her voice breaking with desperation. But the operator remained unconvinced, mistaking her panic for a prank. Lisa could hardly believe it. She was facing a life-threatening situation, yet there she was, struggling to convince someone of its reality. The lion's soft growl echoed in the background, a stark reminder of her peril. Feeling utterly abandoned by the authorities, Lisa hung up the phone, a sense of helplessness washing over her. The lion paced restlessly, its majestic form a surreal and terrifying presence in her small apartment. She realized then that she was utterly alone in this ordeal. Her mind raced for a solution, but all she could feel was the weight of her isolation and fear. Determination set in as Lisa knew she needed undeniable proof. If words weren't enough, maybe a picture would be. She eyed the lion cautiously, contemplating her next move. It was a risky plan, but she had no other choice. Slowly, she began to edge towards a position where she could safely take a photo, her heart pounding with every stealthy step. Peering cautiously from her hiding spot, Lisa caught sight of the lion, now seemingly asleep near the stairs. Its chest rose and fell rhythmically, a deceptive picture of tranquility. Lisa held her breath, not daring to make a sound that could disturb the slumbering beast. This moment of calm was eerie yet crucial. It was her chance to gather the evidence she desperately needed. With utmost care, Lisa began to navigate out of the bathroom. Every step was deliberate, avoiding any creaks in the floorboards that could betray her presence. She moved like a shadow, acutely aware of the lion's every breath. The distance to the lion felt like miles, each step amplifying her fear and hope. This silent dance with danger was her only path to safety. Finally in a safe position, Lisa slowly raised her phone, her hands trembling. The camera focused on the lion, capturing its majestic form in a peaceful slumber. She pressed the button and the soft click sounded like thunder in the silent room. Holding her breath, she checked the photo, clear and undeniable evidence. Relief washed over her, mixed with a surge of adrenaline. With the photo secured, Lisa carefully retraced her steps back to the bathroom. Every movement was measured, her heart pounding in her chest. She couldn't afford any mistakes now. The lion remained undisturbed, its deep breaths a constant reminder of the danger she was in. Reaching the safety of her refuge, she let out a silent sigh of relief. Back in the bathroom, Lisa clutched her phone, the photo of the lion displayed on the screen. It was solid proof, but she needed to get it to the police. She contemplated her next move, knowing she had to leave the house. Timing was critical. She had to wait for the right moment to make her escape. Every second counted in this game of survival. In the brief lull, Lisa spotted her chance. Moving with silent urgency, she approached the window, her fingers working deftly to unlock it. The window slid open with a hush, a gateway to her escape. She peered outside, ensuring the coast was clear. The night air brushed her face, a stark contrast to the tension inside. It was now or never. With a deep breath, Lisa hoisted herself through the window. Her heart raced as she climbed out, the fear of being discovered by the lion fueling her adrenaline. She dropped to the ground, her knees absorbing the impact. The quiet of the night enveloped her as she glanced back at her apartment, a bizarre prison she had just escaped. Lisa hit the ground running, clutching her phone tightly. The photo of the lion was her key to proving the unimaginable. She dashed through the dark streets, the urgency of her mission propelling her forward. Every second mattered. The danger in her home was too great to be left unchecked. The police station was her only hope for help. Gasping for breath, Lisa burst into the police station. Her arrival drew curious glances, her disheveled appearance painting a picture of distress. She approached the front desk, her words tumbling out in a frantic spill. "I have proof," she managed to say, extending her phone towards the officer. The photo of the lion glowed on the screen, a silent testament to her ordeal. The officer's eyes widened at the sight of the photo. Lisa's claim, once met with disbelief, now held the weight of truth. The atmosphere in the precinct shifted. Skepticism turned to concern. Officers gathered around, their expressions a mix of astonishment and urgency. Finally, they understood the gravity of the situation. Lisa's relief was palpable. Her incredible story was finally believed. In the precinct's bustling command center, officers huddled over maps and layouts of Lisa's apartment. The room buzzed with a focused energy as strategies were debated and refined. Every angle was considered, every possible outcome weighed. The priority was clear: ensure the lion's safe capture while protecting the public. Lisa watched, her anxiety ebbing slightly as she witnessed the meticulous planning unfolding. The police swiftly reached out to animal control, seeking the expertise necessary for such an unusual situation. Specialists in large animal behavior and tranquilization were contacted, their input critical for a safe resolution. Phone lines hummed with urgent discussions, coordinating a response that balanced the lion's well-being with public safety. Lisa felt a glimmer of hope, knowing professionals were now involved. In a secure area, officers and animal control experts assembled the necessary equipment. Tranquilizer guns were checked and loaded with practiced hands, each dose calculated to subdue without harm. Safety gear was distributed, ensuring every team member was adequately protected. The air was thick with concentration, the seriousness of their task evident in every meticulous preparation. Outside Lisa's apartment, police cars and animal control vehicles quietly converged, forming a perimeter. Officers discreetly positioned themselves, mindful not to alarm the neighborhood. Their presence was a silent shield, guarding against any unexpected movements of the lion. Lisa's once quiet street transformed into a stage of calculated vigilance, each officer playing a crucial role in the unfolding drama. As the final checks were completed, a hush fell over the team. They gathered for a last briefing, their faces set with determination. The plan was clear, each member aware of their role in the delicate operation ahead. The countdown began, a tangible sense of anticipation in the air. It was time to act, to safely resolve a situation as dangerous as it was extraordinary. From their discreet vantage points, officers kept a vigilant watch on the lion through Lisa's windows. With binoculars in hand, they observed its every move, communicating quietly over radios. The lion, unaware of the eyes trained on it, moved languidly within the confines of the apartment. This visual link was crucial, a lifeline to understanding the lion's state and intentions. The neighborhood, once ignorant of the lurking danger, now waited in a hushed state of nervous anticipation. News of the lion's presence had spread, and residents peered from behind curtains, the street unusually quiet. The presence of police and animal control added a gravity to the air, a collective holding of breath as everyone awaited the outcome of this unprecedented situation. Back at the staging area, the team engaged in final preparations. Each tranquilizer gun was double-checked, ensuring functionality and accuracy. Gear was adjusted, protective clothing fitted snugly. The experts exchanged last-minute advice and reminders, a ritual of readiness. They understood the stakes. Precision was paramount, and there was no room for error in the operation that lay ahead. As the moment of action drew closer, team members took their strategic positions. Each person knew their role, moving with purpose and efficiency. The plan required coordination and stealth, qualities reflected in their quiet, deliberate movements. Tension hung in the air, palpable and heavy, as the team poised on the edge of action, ready to respond to the go signal. Finally, the moment of truth arrived. The team leader gave the signal and the operation to safely capture the lion commenced. Every movement was calculated, every step taken with utmost care. The team advanced, their focus sharp and unwavering. It was a dance of precision and control, each member playing their part in this critical, delicate ballet of human and animal interaction. With a collective breath held, the team silently entered Lisa's home. Their movements were a study in stealth, each step carefully measured to avoid any sound. The front door creaked open, a soft whisper in the tense silence. The interior lay shrouded in shadows, an unfamiliar terrain now hosting an extraordinary hunt. The team fanned out, eyes and ears straining for any sign of the lion. Methodically, the team began searching the house, moving from room to room. Each space was cautiously cleared under the heavy weight of uncertainty. Closets were opened, under beds checked, no nook left unexamined. The lion's presence lingered in the air, an unseen yet palpable force. The search was thorough, a meticulous progression through the once peaceful home. With each passing minute, the tension within the team escalated. The quiet of the house was deceptive. Every creak of a floorboard, every rustle amplified in the charged atmosphere. Shadows seemed to move, playing tricks on their eyes. The team communicated in hushed tones, their alertness at its peak. The unknown whereabouts of the lion added an edge of unpredictability to their task. As they neared the lion's last known location, the possibility of a close encounter loomed larger. Heartbeats quickened, hands gripped tranquilizer guns tighter. The team moved with even greater caution, aware that each step brought them closer to the lion. The air was thick with anticipation, each member prepared for the sudden reality of coming face to face with the majestic animal. The risk of startling the lion hung heavily over the team. They knew the importance of maintaining calm, yet the possibility of a sudden confrontation added a layer of anxiety. Each room presented a new challenge, the lion, an unseen spectre in their midst. The house seemed to hold its breath, the team and the lion caught in a delicate, dangerous dance of chance and strategy. In the dim light of the attic, the team spotted the lion, nestled inconspicuously in a corner. Its majestic form was curled up, almost serene against the backdrop of old boxes and forgotten memorabilia. The discovery was a mix of relief and heightened alertness. They had found the lion, but the real challenge now lay ahead. The team steadied themselves, the culmination of their efforts now in sight. With the lion located, the team strategically positioned themselves. Each member knew the importance of a careful approach, minimizing any risk of startling the animal. The tranquilizer expert took the lead, finding the right angle for a clear shot. Silence enveloped the space, the tension palpable. This was a crucial moment, requiring precision and a steady hand. The expert aimed, steadying his breathing. With a soft hiss, the tranquilizer dart soared through the air, a precise trajectory towards the lion. Time seemed to slow as the dart found its mark, lodging gently in the lion's flank. A collective, silent sigh of relief passed through the team, but their focus remained unbroken. The most critical phase was now underway. The moments following the shot were the most tense. The team watched intently as the lion stirred slightly, the effects of the tranquilizer beginning to take hold. It was a waiting game now, each second stretching out. The lion's movement slowed, its eyelids drooping. The room held a cautious hope, but the team remained ready for any contingency. As the lion finally succumbed to the tranquilizer, becoming motionless, the team sprang into action. With utmost care, they approached the majestic creature, ensuring it was safely subdued. A stretcher was gently slid under the lion, and with coordinated effort, it was carefully lifted and moved to the transport van. The lion was secure, the operation a success. Relief and pride filled the air, the tension finally dissipating. With the lion safely removed, the police's focus shifted to unraveling the mystery of its presence in Lisa's apartment. Detectives gathered, discussing theories and possible leads. The question loomed large. How did a lion end up in a suburban neighborhood? The investigation began with a sense of urgency, the bizarre circumstances demanding answers. Officers started canvassing the area, knocking on doors and interviewing neighbours. They collected surveillance footage, scoured for any unusual activity, and gathered statements. Each piece of information was a potential clue in constructing the puzzle. The neighbourhood, still reeling from the shock, cooperated, sharing observations and concerns. The investigation was gathering momentum, each clue a step closer to the truth. The initial leads took the detectives down an unexpected path. Tips and evidence pointed towards something more complex than a simple case of an escaped pet. The trail hinted at connections to a network much larger and more sinister than anticipated. The pieces of the puzzle were slowly fitting together, leading investigators into the shadowy world of illegal wildlife trade. As the investigation deepened, evidence began to point to a local illegal animal trade operation. Search warrants were executed, revealing hidden caches of illegal wildlife products. The team unearthed records and communication that painted a picture of a well-organised network. The discovery was alarming, indicating that the lion was just a small part of a much larger, more dangerous problem. With a clearer picture of the illegal trade network, the police started zeroing in on suspects. Known figures in the underground animal trade were put under surveillance. The detectives worked tirelessly, cross-referencing evidence and building profiles. Each lead was meticulously followed, the net closing in on those responsible. The investigation was reaching a critical point, the pursuit of justice for the lion intensifying. The dawn raid saw police officers swarming known hideouts of the animal trade network. Suspects were caught off guard, their expressions betraying a mix of shock and guilt. In a coordinated sweep, the police confronted those deeply entangled in the illegal trade. The culprits, now in handcuffs, faced the consequences of their actions, their operations exposed in the glaring light of law enforcement. In the interrogation room, the main suspect, a known animal trader, sat defeated. Under the steady gaze of the detectives, he began to unravel, his facade crumbling. Words tumbled out in a torrent of confessions, detailing illicit activities, trades, and deals gone wrong. The trader's admission was a key breakthrough, shedding light on the dark underbelly of the wildlife black market. Among the trader's confessions, a startling revelation emerged. The lion was stolen. It had been part of an illegal deal that had gone awry, leading to its unexpected freedom. The trader recounted the events leading up to the lion's escape, painting a picture of chaos and desperation. This revelation added a new layer to the investigation, turning the case in a new direction. As detectives delved deeper, they began connecting the lion's appearance to a series of other wildlife crimes. The stolen lion was just one part of a complex network of illegal animal trade. Each piece of evidence added to a growing mosaic of criminal activity, with the lion's story intertwining with other unsolved cases. The investigation was widening, the scope of the crimes becoming ever more apparent. The investigation took a surprising turn when it pointed towards an unexpected individual. This person, seemingly unconnected to the wildlife trade, emerged as a key figure in the unfolding drama. The detectives scrutinized this new lead, piecing together the evidence. The suspect's involvement was a twist in the narrative, adding complexity to an already intricate case. The pursuit of truth led down an unanticipated path. The investigation veered into the personal when Lisa's ex-boyfriend was identified as a key suspect. His unexpected involvement sent shockwaves through the case. The detectives, piecing together phone records and surveillance footage, found undeniable links connecting him to the crime. Lisa, upon hearing the news, was stunned. The man she once trusted was now at the heart of her terrifying ordeal. As the detectives delved into the ex-boyfriend's background, a chilling narrative emerged. His intention to use the lion as a tool for revenge against Lisa became clear. Motivated by a twisted sense of retribution, he had orchestrated the lion's release. This disturbing plan, born out of anger and resentment, painted a sinister picture of a man scorned turning to extreme measures. The detailed plan of the ex-boyfriend came to light. He had cunningly orchestrated the lion's release into Lisa's apartment, exploiting the chaos of the stolen animal situation. His knowledge of Lisa's routines and home layout had facilitated the execution of his plan. This calculated move was meant to instill fear and chaos, a devious act cloaked in anonymity until now. The full extent of the ex-boyfriend's plot unraveled, revealing a narrative of vengeance that had spiraled out of control. His intentions, initially meant to scare and dominate, had led to unintended consequences, endangering not just Lisa, but the entire neighborhood. His twisted motive, rooted in a desire to inflict psychological torment, had backfired, leading to his downfall and exposure. The ex-boyfriend's capture marked the culmination of the investigation. Confronted with the evidence against him, he showed a flicker of remorse. His confession, while tinged with self-pity, confirmed the detective's findings. As he was led away in handcuffs, the reality of his actions seemed to dawn on him. For Lisa, watching from a distance, it was a moment of mixed emotions: relief, disbelief, and a lingering sense of betrayal. The investigation took a dramatic turn when it was revealed that Lisa's ex-boyfriend was not only the mastermind behind the lion's release, but also the intended buyer. His clandestine dealings with the illegal animal trade were laid bare, exposing a network of illicit transactions. This revelation added a sinister layer to his motivations, showing a willingness to delve into the criminal underworld to exact his revenge. Further details of the ex-boyfriend's plan came to light, revealing a meticulously crafted plot of vengeance. He had intended the lion as a terrifying message to Lisa, a symbol of his control and wrath. The plan was elaborate, involving secret meetings and transactions with the animal trader. His deep-seated resentment had manifested in a dangerous and elaborate scheme now laid out for all to see. As the story unfolded, insights into the ex-boyfriend's motives emerged. Once a figure of affection in Lisa's life, his feelings had twisted into something dark and vengeful. The transformation from love to hatred was a tangled web of jealousy, perceived betrayal, and a desire to wield power. His actions were a drastic departure from the man Lisa once knew, revealing a hidden, menacing side. In the aftermath, Lisa found herself reflecting on the harrowing experience. The danger had not come from a stranger, but from someone she had once shared her life with. This realization brought a chilling perspective on trust and the hidden facets of people. The lion, a symbol of her ex's malice, had brought a real and metaphorical danger into her home, a place that should have been her sanctuary. The courtroom became the final stage of this drama as the ex-boyfriend and the animal trader faced justice. The evidence was overwhelming, painting a clear picture of their crimes. As the trial proceeded, Lisa watched from the gallery, a mix of anxiety and anticipation in her heart. The gavel's fall would mark the end of this chapter, a closure to a saga that had upended her life. The courtroom was hushed as the judge delivered the verdict. The ex-boyfriend and animal trader, found guilty, received their sentences amidst a palpable sense of justice in the air. For Lisa, sitting quietly in the back, the verdict was more than a legal decision. It was a confirmation that the law stood on her side. The gavel's final strike echoed her newfound sense of closure. In the wake of the ordeal, Lisa's perspective on personal safety underwent a profound change. She became more vigilant, taking steps to enhance the security of her home. Security cameras and alarm systems were installed, not out of paranoia, but as practical measures. This newfound awareness was a silver lining, a positive change born from a harrowing experience. The trauma of the incident lingered, but Lisa found strength in the healing process. She sought counseling, finding solace in expressing her fears and anxieties. Friends and family provided a support network, their presence a constant reminder that she wasn't alone. Each day was a step forward, a small victory in reclaiming her sense of normalcy and peace. The incident sparked a wave of vigilance in the neighborhood. Neighbors who once barely spoke now held regular community meetings discussing safety and support. The lion's presence had been a wake-up call, highlighting the importance of community in facing unexpected dangers. The neighborhood bonded over shared experiences, turning a moment of fear into a foundation for a stronger, more connected community. As Lisa stood in her living room, she felt a sense of peace. The chaos that had once engulfed her home was now a memory, one that she had bravely faced and overcome. With the trial over and justice served, she looked forward to new beginnings. Her home, once a site of terror, was now a sanctuary once more, a testament to her resilience and the power of moving forward.